Cheers, COD family, it's your princess. Welcome to my live stream today with a Diplo update from our upcoming KVK right here. And we have also the Behemoth creation live stream for the second anniversary event, where I already put some work in, and you can see what kind of behemoths we are creating. And I need your help for that. But let's look first into the Diplo. I put up here on the screen a little bit the numbers that you see our KVK. We have NTS, EIS, A2G, WB, TFS, and SSG in our KVK. And it looks like a super cool KVK, like a super good matchup. A lot of active server here. And I have also Dark with me here in the chat. So wait, I unmute you. So welcome, King Dark from EIS.
Hello everyone, I know I'm the reason you're here to watch this video.
So he just said he gave me a little bit. I mean, what we can say is there's no final result yet about the Diplo, and they are talking since nearly a whole day. Everyone who is joining the live stream, I would appreciate if you drop a like on it because that helps me out here. And we are going a little bit into the numbers because maybe let's have one time a look at the map real quick, how we are located, because I think that is a big thing. It is EIS, which is located over here. Then we have NTS left side of us. Then there is A2G. Here is SSG. Here is TFS, and here is WB, which is our neighbors are NTS and WB. And I think when we put up the numbers again, you see here on paper, it looks super close with the server power. So maybe, Doc, you can give us a little bit of insights. You have a Diplo chat with all the kings of the servers. What is kind of the situation right now? What is the talks you already had about it?
Yeah, I mean the situation about what? I mean right now we're just kind of waiting on a lot of people to speak up because certain teams gave up on speaking, it seems, or slow to response or sleeping a long time or work or whatever it is. A couple of the R5s in the chat stopped replying completely, so like it's hard to make a deal when a couple of R5s aren't giving any input unless you just force the deal on them and pick between the other teams, which might have to happen at some point if no one speaks up, but we still have many days before the KVK, so there's no rush to it really. There's
What
just
is
a
the
lot
tricky
of
part? What is the tricky part on that Diplo? What is the tricky
I
part?
mean, there's a lot of different things that different teams want, right? Like TFS, EIS don't want to work together, right? So TFS wants to be on their own, but they want to ally like SSG or WB so they don't get zone locked, right? They're really concerned with anything that involves a 2v2 or a free for all or anything like that because they feel like they get zone locked, so they want a 3v3. And that's the only thing they really want. We mentioned some 2v2s that sounded pretty good. NTS was fine with 3v3, but the most balanced matchup we could get, which was like EIS, NTS, and A2G versus SSG, WB, and TFS. That would leave NTS with allies on their left and their right, and NTS wasn't really too much of a fan of that. And then NTS sent like a structured plan for how they would get their PvP fights between Zone 2, Zone 3, the final zone, and then SSG came out saying they didn't like structured fights and it was dumb planning at all and they want real war. And then teams went back and forth and stuff, and I woke up the next morning and teams still haven't had a conclusion on stuff, right? So everyone's kind of waiting around on some answers from a couple of kings to see what their opinions on the matter is, because typically like whenever agreement would be made between like multiple parties, at least one or two of the parties would then disagree, right?
Yeah, I think the tricky part what we have is that the combinations we have are not suitable with the placements on the map. I think that is the most
Yeah,
tricky
the
part.
not being able to pick your starting zone 1 makes the Diplo near impossible, because we would have already had an agreement based on what we all 6 teams think is the most fair matchup, but we can't set it up because NTS doesn't want to have allies on both sides of them, and we can't move our starting zone, so we're kind of stuck where we're stuck. A2G doesn't want to get zone locked between SSG and NTS, and TFS doesn't want to get zone locked between WB and SSG, so there's been some disputes on matchups and stuff between all that. NTS doesn't, and then NTS, doesn't want to have allies on both sides of them, which I get. Like, they don't want to farm the whole season because they just farmed all last season.
Yeah, I mean that is, I think the thing is when you make one side against the other side, always the middle part. In that combination, you said NTS and TFS would get no real fights till the final zone, and we all know a little bit friendly fights are not the same. Like when you fight against your real enemy, and I think it was also talked about a 2 versus 4, but that would also be a problem for SSG. And so if it would be NTS and EIS versus the other 4, then TFS and SSG has no fight. So I think that is kind of super tricky.
Yeah, it is a little tricky. It's not fun. I think there's like there's like the way people load it into the map along with the teams that are available make it almost impossible to Diplo fairly because someone's getting locked out or someone's getting in a situation that's not ideal for their team, and so a couple of teams don't want to agree to it in that situation, right?
Yeah, and I think the free for all and the 2 versus 2 versus 2 is something that can't really work out at the end because you have always to decide for one side. And a free for all, you have to decide: do I focus left or right? And the same for a 2 versus 2 versus 2. It is
all leaders already agreed that like a free for all is only a free for all for the first zone or two, and it's no longer a free for all. So everyone knows how that works. So everyone knows a free for all is just a bogus option.
So, I mean, it is super exciting. We are debating since nearly a day. I mean, if it will be, I think maybe it needs some more time and people need just to go through it. And I mean, in Germany, we say one death, you have to die at the end. When you have a tricky situation and there is no perfect solution, then you have to go with the one closest possible, still making fun, because I think everyone is having the same intention to have a good KVK, having good fights, having fun, and yeah, that looks like that will be kind of tricky. So anything you are thinking how it will go or how it will end up, or is it really totally open right now? Or what you think what the result will be?
Oh, sorry, I was reading the Diplo chat right now, actually. Did you ask me a question?
Yes.
I'm
No.
sorry. Go ahead, ask again.
Don't be sorry. I said, what do you think will be the optimal result of that tricky situation we have? So, what would be the thing you would go for? Would you go a 2 versus 4? Would you go a 3 versus 3? What do you think as maybe the way to go?
I think 2 versus 4 would be the most fun for EIS anyway, but I think if you're trying to balance a 3v3, which I think a couple of the team, I think 2 or 3 of the teams really badly want a 3v3 to work out, right? So I think if you wanted to really balance a 3v3, you would need to go EIS, NTS, A2G versus SSG, WB, and TFS, but then that would put TFS with no fights in the right and left, but they didn't make any stinks about that, and then it would leave NTS with teams on their left and right, but they didn't want to have like no war going into the final zone, right? So that was the issue with that matchup that a lot of people were having problems with.
Yeah, and I think the tricky part is the only one you could. I mean, if you would pick NTS, EIS, and SSG, it would be too powerful. If you would pick NTS and EIS with TFS, what would be on the opposite side as well? That doesn't work out because TFS and
Well,
EIS.
that matchup can't happen anyway. TFS and EIS
Yeah.
don't want to work together.
Exactly. So I'm
But I will say, even if we could work together, it still wouldn't be an optimal matchup, so it doesn't really matter. But I think like the other matchup that was proposed to me that, I mean, NTS said they just wanted to do fighting, so they were going to take like A2A and TFS as their allies, but then like we would be put in a Diplo win situation where it's like EIS, WB, and SSG versus A2G, TFS, and NTS, and TFS is in a zone lock situation right there, and then it's NTS and A2G versus the other 3 of us, and I don't see that as a very fun KVK myself. I was against that.
Yeah, I do understand. That would be probably a little bit. I mean, especially when you look at the you see here the number of the total T5s. I mean, on paper, A2G is really looking good. The question is, how much stat weight is on that server? I know A2A migrated to Glory, and I don't know how much stat weight they have included in the stats, because the data we have is the whole server, including that weight. And we know that for example, from our stats from last KVK, they were not the numbers we had on the field because we had that weight as well on our server. So, okay, but thank you so much, Doug. I mean, we have to see, when do you expect that we get a result for the Diplo?
I have no clue. A lot of leaders are being very slow to even reply. So even though we have like maybe 3 leaders talking it out, some people don't even give their input anymore. I think SSG basically left the chat, so I don't know what's going on with it. So everyone's trying to plan around it without SSG, and then a couple of leaders aren't really replying that much anymore. So we're just kind of waiting, I guess, on some people's opinions. And at some point, someone's gonna have to step up and just pick a matchup if no one's going to work something out, right?
Yeah. I feel like it is a situation where there is no perfect solution or no good solution. There's just a decent solution you can go with. I mean, would it be an option to start with a KVK matchup and maybe during the KVK, when you see it goes that or that way, to make it more fighting, more suspension, to change the Diplo in between? Or do you think?
Yeah, that's an option. Well, that's why I kind of want to work with NTS, is I know that I feel like we can always renegotiate our deal with NTS, and they just want to fight. So I feel like at any point in the KVK, we could either switch and start fighting NTS or change up the teams if we needed to make it better. So, but I don't know. It all kind of depends. I mean, I think I see WB Raikou talking in your chat here, saying if he would rather have a 3v3 instead of a 2v4. But with all the conditions and stipulations people have, I don't see any combination that works for 3v3. And that's kind of the same thing I'm saying, right? It's like you got another R5 in your comments saying the same thing.
Yes, I mean, when we look at the numbers here, so the merits wise, I mean, you have to see NTS had not a much fighting season, so you cannot not see the merits here are on paper. I mean, NTS had not the fight chances that we had, for example, last season. Yeah, for sure. So that are just some numbers, and they are okay, but you have always to see the background from the numbers. So I think NTS would be easy print that merits as well. I mean, I would say NTS is the most powerful team here in that KVK. And then I mean, all are very close. On paper, that matchup looks like a perfect KVK because everyone.
Yeah, I think this matchup could be a perfect KVK, but I think it goes back to the fact the devs want us to make our own Diplo, but they don't want us to choose our own starting zones, so it makes things a lot harder than if we could choose both starting zones and the teams. We would have already decided last night because we already determined what the best matchup was, so then it would just be picking the zones.
Yeah, the WB Ryuko saying, I think there's a way to do it with some kind of agreement to not zone lock people. I mean, I know that kind of drains the fun, but there is an agreement that can be made to guarantee all fight in zone 4.
Yeah, well, that was already discussed, basically. NTS was really pushing that, and then SSG got really upset about structured fighting. Didn't want to speak about it.
I'm not such a fan as well.
Teams and fights.
I'm not such a fan as well because.
But the 3v3 isn't very easy to set up right now.
That is the problem because of the map position. I think when you really make it NTS, EIS, A2G against WB, TFS, SSG, then the middle part has no fun, and the friendly fights, I don't know if that goes well and if that is really satisfying.
Well, yeah, because here's the problem, is when you set up those, if you know you're 3v3 in the end and you set up those friendly fights, the team that starts to losing, like, it would be dumb of them to waste all their resources in a zone they know they're going to get back out of anyway. They don't have to give 100% in that zone to win. So then certain teams will just take the L, lose the zone quickly, save their resources, etc., and save them for the final fight, right? So the teams that do that, rather than the teams that waste all their resources and everything on each other, will probably win the final zone.
True. I mean, it is super tricky. It is really super tricky. I was thinking about sometimes, and then you have the issue that EIS and TFS cannot ally with each other. What makes, because they are on different zone sites, but maybe the NTS, TFS, and what was it, A2G against EIS, WG, and SSG. But that you said that is too powerful for us. You don't want to have too overpowered,
Yeah,
right?
TFS will
Yes,
get zone locked, and then
that's
it'll
true.
be like all three of us versus NTS and A2G, and I don't think that ends well. I think that ends pretty quickly. I think a lot of the teams in this KVK are extremely strong, and so while NTS is the best team in the KVK, I think, and they're the strongest, I don't think they can take all three of us even with A2G's help.
Yeah,
But I do
true.
think that, I mean, like, in the end, I think the 2v2 scenario sounded decent, but in the end, a 2v2 is just basically a free for all, right? Like, it was like EIS WB versus NTS and A2G versus TFS and SSG. That sounded decent to me, but then again, like, it's basically a free for all at a 2v2v2.
It is. When you make a two versus two versus two, it is. You have to decide, for example, when you come to the zone 3 and for the invading, you have to decide as the two teams that when you make two versus two versus two, which zone 3 you will invade. So you have to choose one side for what you focus on. And yeah, it will be critical. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe some side agreements can be made. Maybe you say, okay, this two alliances are only fighting in a zone 3 against each other. That you don't make it that two versus ones in the zone 3s or something like that. It's just a sort of myself that you say, okay, when you do a two versus two versus two, then you say in advance which zone 3 who fights or something like that. Maybe something like that could work out.
Well, if we're planning the zones anyway, you might as well do the 3v3 with it planned.
Yeah,
That
true.
just defeats the purpose of avoiding a planned KVK.
Yeah, chat saying a two versus two versus two is a two versus four at the end of the day, and I kind of
Exactly,
agree.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, and
We all
BH.
know that too, but I'm almost down to take the 2v4 if it means we get to go fight, because this Diplo's a headache, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and I mean, BH just saying, just do it like season 1, Diplo goes as the map goes. I agree, and maybe Chad, if you hear that, Aga from NTS made a suggestion today on the official Call of Dragons Discord, and I really like the suggestion because he said, let us pick the starting regions again, because our matchup could have been so cool if everyone could pick the zone 1. And then you have to make the team's resurgence again, yes, but that was fun and that was cool. And then you can really build a 3 versus 3, and then you have to make a smart plan how you go into the map. But with the decided starting region, that really makes it so complicated. So do you have at the end, Dark, right now a favorite matchup you want to see, or are you really, we have to see how it goes with the Diplo?
Yeah, I already said the favorite matchup
Yeah,
I wanted, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
yeah.
Do you want me to say it again?
Yeah, maybe I didn't. Yeah, maybe say it one time again.
Yeah,
What is your
it's
favorite?
A2G, NTS, and EIS versus everyone. I
Okay.
think personally, as far as EIS only is concerned, if I wanted to be selfish, I think EIS NTS 2v4 would be the most fun for EIS. But I think it's kind of hard to balance off of what's going on with it. So I think that if everyone wanted a 3v3, which is what most people seem to want, I think EIS, A2G, NTS would be the most balanced against SSG, WB, and TFS. But NTS doesn't want to take that matchup.
What is understandable? I mean, when you saw a little bit the history of NTS, they really had not much fights last KVK, so I can kind of understand them waiting till the Dragon Zone again is kind of super boring. And I think they have not even a chance via Zone 3s to come and help A2G or the EIS side, right? That they can come into the fights. It is not possible from the
Yeah,
map. Yeah.
I think the most fun thing would be like if we could pick our zone ones. Like the devs removing that and never like I think ever since you've noticed when they stopped removing the zone one choosing, like where you pick zone ones, I feel like the KVKs have been more and more imbalanced since then. I feel like they were way more balanced at the start of the game, and that was when we were back picking our zone ones, right? So you can kind of diplo like where people should be so they don't get zone locked, or where the top team will probably go to the best zone and the other teams have to scatter based on that and based the matchups, and it adds strategy to the game. So I liked that a lot more. But when they just force you to load in and then say, okay, pick your matchups, like, because a free for all is not going to work, like that's not even possible. So you have to pick matchups, and they expect us to do it because they're making us do it instead of pick our teams ahead of time like before. So we just have to deal with where everyone's located on the map and figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when we look a little bit at Brink of War, what is always with trolls kind of activity chat, we see here EIS number one in trolls, like we always are. Then we have SSG, then we have WB, which are really close in score. Then we have A2G, then we have 49ers NTS, and then we have TFS. That is the trolls points right now. But we also know that it will be decided on the training day. That will be a big, big thing. And maybe before I let you go, because I know you have a lot to do beside Dark, I put up now the announcement you made for us, because EIS is organizing the Brink of War very well, that we split it up. Do you want to say a few words about it? What is your idea behind that we structure it like that?
Which announcement are you referring to?
The Brink of War event with the minimum requirements you said I can put up. What is the points we are aiming for? How we do everything, troop training,
Okay. Yeah, I
trolls,
mean,
etc.
how we do everything in EIS is we don't necessarily go like other top teams and try to recruit any Kraken group we can find and just add ourselves with inactive pilots, Krakens that need people to pilot them. We more so care about having activity on the field and being the most active team. So we recruit people based on that. And with that comes with everyone earning their fair share. The most important thing in EIS to us is not having dead weight. So how we do that is by making every single member contribute their fair share, and that includes Brink of War. And so in Brink of War, we expect everyone to get a minimum of 3.2 million points. If people want to go above that, that's great. If they don't, they just need their 3.2 mil and they'll be good. And so people can, we did it on points, because before we used to say train X amount of troops, but then that like kind of screwed people who went hard on troll event, but people who didn't. So we kind of made it even. So if you really grind the troll event, you train less troops. If you don't want to do trolls at all, just train more troops and don't worry about it. So however people want to do it, but to get those 3.2 mil points per player minimum, so everyone's contributing, is good.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting me share that. And I think I like that system from the beginning when I joined EIS, and I like also our culture, or how can I say that, our how EIS is built, that we really not a Kraken's alliance, that we're really going for the activity. And I like that everything is so good structured and everyone has to contribute to the team. And we like also to be not the biggest power team with all the Krakens. We like just to surprise with our activity at the end of the day. And I think our plan works out very well, that we split it through every member, that everyone has to contribute, and who wants to do a little bit more, get some extra stuff. So Dark, I will let you go now, that you can focus your Diplo and all your stuff you have to do. You're a very busy man today. And so see you later when we play in EIS Among Us again and stuff like that. We can maybe chill a little bit more. And thank you so much for giving me the update. I think we are all super excited what will be the result at the end, but we also know we can trust you. And big thanks to you for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. But one thing before I go, I kind of noticed on your stream you're not rallying any trolls, so get back to it. Thanks.
I will, don't worry. I have to create a Behemoth now, which looks scary. So I leave that voice chat, Dark, and go to the other boys who helped me with the AI. So thank you very much. See you later.
Yeah,
Bye.
no problem. Thank you.
Okay, Chad, let's read up a little bit. The AABB system was good. I have to agree with that. I have really to agree with that. I kind of like the old system where we could really choose. Is it? We don't have it here. I liked on the old system when we had 4 starting regions and you had the allies before, and you could fight each camp on each zone alone. So you had 1 versus 1s or 2 versus 2s. And I kind of like the old map so much more. We have a super tricky situation like we have right here right now. So all we can do is we have to trust our Diplo team, and I'm not jealous that I have to do that. I'm so happy we have a leadership who has to deal with that, because I can imagine that, especially in a situation like we are. I know I saw a lot of 2 versus 4 KVKs. I think BDO and Echo, the big one, is doing it like that. And I think the Luno KVK is going in that direction as well. Let's see. I mean, a 2 versus, if you would really go here for a 2 versus 4, would be EIS and NTS versus the other 4 over here. But that means SSG and TFS has no fight till the Dragon Zone. So it is super boring for them. So let's see what we will work out. People will always clown about Diplo wins, but having fun is the most important. I totally agree on that. So I hope we get something good settled up, and maybe also with the mindset of every server here in our KVK, that when the KVK starts and we see the Diplo we made doesn't go in a well direction, that the leaders just talk again about it and say maybe, okay, for the zone 3, we need to make adjustments or something like that to have everyone the most fighting on the KVK. That is what I kind of would like cool. 2 versus 4 just show how imbalanced the matchmaking ended. I agree. And I mean, if we are honest, if we would go in a 2 versus 1 to 2 versus 4, that would probably be a lot of fighting when EIS and NTS goes in a 2 versus 4. But overall, that is something which, in my opinion, I don't know, because we are at 150 people right now. I don't know if that would even be possible to make it kind of balanced at the end of the day, because when you don't get someone zone locked against 4 other servers in the Dragon Zone, it's just numbers wise. In my opinion, not makeable. When you work with zone lock, it could work out. But as I said, I'm so happy I have not to go with that Diplo wins right now. And thank you so much for your ideas here. And I think really look at the suggestions in the Discord. The devs look about the suggestions which get a lot of upvotes, and I think there's a really, really good upvote from Aga. He's a super good player. I know him from the times when he played in Sun, and he's now in NTS. And I think he made a super good suggestion that we can pick our starting zone, because picking the starting zone would make our KVK so much easier. Then we could set up a 3 versus 3 with a lot of fighting, a lot of fun. But yeah, now we have to take it like it is. Let's see how it goes. And we are for something else here today, because you guys saw my video. There is a 2nd anniversary event, and we have to create a Behemoth together for Team Princess today. And I already put some work in it, and I go now to the Discord as well here and say a big welcome to Murder and Silas. They're here with me in voice. Hopefully they're still here. Guys, are you here?
Yeah, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Hi, Murder and Silas. So I need a little bit your help. So who will be around with me and help me to choose a cool Behemoth design, what maybe will be in future implement here? I have to set that up here right now, I think. You see here, I already put in some work, so let me pull that up now. I will go back to the trolls after my live stream. Dark has not to worry, but you see, he's really, that is how Dark is. So I made some creations, and I already have someone I like very much, but I also want to maybe get some help from you from the chat. Let's see, George. I mean, I can already make, guys, what do you think? Should I show first one, what is my favorite right now, or should we work a little bit on creation?
You could show your favorite, and then people have an idea what
Yeah.
you like as well. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
the idea was I wanted a little bit in the princess colors. That's why the pink purple thing is here. I mean, it needs a little princess touch. And Silas already wrote a cool backstory, so you can be excited. I will announce it next week with the backstory behind. But we really made this one, or I made this one with some calls you need, and it was like in between. We had so many others here as well, which were suggested, but I really, really love that one. And I have a question to the chat. How do you think about that behemoth? Is that a cool one? I kind of like it has here a dragon thing, and it looks like a little demon, and there is a little backstory. Colleague, I like it. It's Colleague can confirm because Colleague knows the backstory of the demon princess. Because who knows me a little bit longer and plays with me, I think I'm a super nice person, always super respectful, and I always try to see the good things in the people. And I think long term that brings you far in life when you see the the good things. But sometimes when I get the feeling that things get unfair or someone insulting close friends of me or my family or whatever, then a little bit the demon comes out of me. And Colleague, can maybe describe that a little bit? Because one time I had a very stressful week at work and I had a voice chat with Colleague. And then he had a few minutes getting the princess demon side because I was so annoyed about something. And then he said that is seriously the demon. You seriously telling me the idea of the behemoth came from the day I was the exorcist? Ain't no way. It is, Colleague.
nope,
It came out
definitely.
of that because Colleague after said he was the exorcist at that day who had to get out the demon of the princess. But he basically had just to listen, and I was annoyed in this voice chat. Not with him, it was not with Colleague, it was about something else. And so I created that, and I think, Colleague, you can maybe say it the best. Does that show that feelings like I was on that day? Okay, when you said looks good, George is here, my YouTube buddy. He said it's good. Oh my God, this behemoth became my favorite just because of the story. I mean, we still need a name for that behemoth. I mean, if you guys would agree to that, I mean, we tried so much more stuff out here. When you look and we click, is it clicking that once? Maybe here we can see a few more, what we clicked.
You have
You have to
to
right click it and bring to
Bring it
front.
to front. We had so many more, but I think no one was really the same like that one was. I mean, they are all cool. Don't get me wrong. And the direction must definitely be a pink one. But overall, this one was just so impressive. Demon protector of home. Do you swear at him like DCM? Who is that DCMS? What's the name of it? I like something about void or abyss vibes. When you're saying pink is great.
I like the color scheme of this one. It fits.
So guys, do any one of you know DC Amas? Is that something bad? Oh my God, don't let me say bad things in my chat, guys.
I don't know.
Is it an anime thing, Mint Drive? Mind Drive?
DC Amas. Well, the only thing that comes up is an actor, so I really don't know.
A Cuban American actor. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's from something, but yeah, like
And
in
then
general, I really like.
I love Lucy. Google said it's an actor. I mean, I'm happy that everyone has the same struggle like me. Not the first time anyone brings up an anime character or anything or any nerdy stuff. I don't understand.
Well, it's from the 50s.
I mean, void. I don't think it's void. I think it's more. I mean, abyss. But I cannot say that correctly. So we need a word I can say correctly in English, probably. It's a TV show. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
have to.
Love Lucy from the 50s.
Okay.
Interesting. But yeah,
Is anyone against that behemoth, or can we really already? I think we have still some other cool things, but I think overall, no one give me the same vibes again. No, it's just not the best.
yeah.
So where's
It's
the
like
original one?
it's probably further down the original.
Yeah, here we have it back. I have it already saved because it was really, I was looking at it. This is the Behemoth Princess, no one against. True. So we go with that one. So we maybe can think a little bit about a name. It is like the demons which comes out of Princess when she has to defend her family and her values. And when she's going for, oh, what is that word in English? Because I like it always fair, yes? Fair and respectful. For justice? Justice? How do you say that? My community chose void. Stalker votes are finished already. Okay, so see, I cannot take void because George is already in the name. Name it collect? No way. Then Mayastic will come as, what is a collect? Where does the name collect even comes from? I mean, Abbas would probably be, I mean, we can think still about the name. We don't have to find the name right now. Colleague is actually good. No, what does colleague even means? Name it colleague, Damiku. No. What does colleague even mean? Is that
It's a baseball play. No, basketball play. That's all I know.
colleagues? Explain us where your name comes from.
But other than that, I don't know. Collect means noob. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like a demon name. I mean, we have still to think about that.
Neither.
Or maybe
Okay.
we call it a death from above, which is, I mean, because that is something like, it just came in my mind, the death from above. I mean,
Sounds good to me.
yeah, I know, because murder uses that often. But death from above would be, oh, let me Google again real quick. It could be kind of like the story when there is Princess, she is on Earth and she's a fighter, but if it's really getting in a situation and she have to give her very best, then she get some support from the death from above, or maybe not death from above, but something from above, or yeah. Fine, we call it Murdanyo.
Yeah, Death from Above would kind of be like an ability name, to be honest.
Yeah, or title. But
Yeah.
the title, I don't, with the backstory I showed you, I think you want more like it's more of a protector, not a killer, right? So it's like you're protecting more than you are trying to be aggressive, right? So, but I think the name should. It's a good question. Names are always the hard part, no matter what it is.
Kolek is the real name. It's a Warhammer character called the Sun Eater. What is a Warhammer character?
It's a series or
Oh,
like
it's an
both
anime?
games. No, it's like it has both games and books and stuff like that. Like I don't know exactly how to describe it, but there's like a lot of fans of it.
Light Devourer? Oh, what is that?
Devour.
It's like eating the light, right? So like consuming light.
I kind of like the light thing in it, to be honest. The light. But here's the next thing. I cannot say it correct. Murder, can you say it in correct English? Light
Devour.
Light Devourer. Do I say it correct?
Hmm?
Well,
Something like that sounds not too bad. Murder, can we work with ChatGPT real quick? And you give it in and what ChatGPT thinks, and you're giving us some ideas as well. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, you have to pay for ChatGPT to use pictures?
No, not a picture. Just type in the name light. I forgot how to say, and then give me something similar or so.
it's more like, in my opinion, the suggestions right now feels more like a title if you
I
have
mean,
to compare
Reaper
it.
is cool as well, and I can, or maybe Eclipse Reaper. Oh, George is good as well. He's totally in the topic.
Oh, I like
Eclipse.
that. Eclipse both have the thing about devouring the light because it's the moon blocking out the light, the eclipse.
I think Eclipse Reaper is really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually very fitting. I like that. Only
Doomwing. Oh, they're all that words. But Eclipse. Do I say Eclipse Reaper right, Murder, in English?
Yeah. Yeah,
Eclipse
that's
Reaper?
right.
Okay, so
Perfect.
I mean, I kind of like Eclipse Reaper. What do we think? Because I like that it has the moon in it as well. The moon and something. It's the Sonnenfinsternis in Germany. I have the eclipse in English.
It's like it fits well with Call of Dragons as well. Like you have the flame dragon, you have giant bear and stuff like that, right? So it has the kind of the same theme with like the two names or magma demon or
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like it's very fitting for the game as well, like if you think game wise too.
So we can add here some text now. I don't know how. We just try it.
There is some text on the left, yeah.
So
See what
and
we can get.
here we can put it in. I mean, we can look for something cool. It's like the eclipse. Oh, we have to make it smaller.
I think you can drag the sides.
Yeah.
Maybe the text size is at the top, yeah.
The
Nice.
color needs to be right now maybe white that we can read it correctly.
Yeah.
Reaper.
Definitely a light color. Gotta name one noob farmer. That's the troll version, yeah. The noob
Eclipse
farmer.
Reaper, does that look cool? Gotta name one noob farmer.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
oh, no, I didn't want that.
ChatGPT came up with Celestial Reaver.
Oh no,
It's
I
pretty
don't want to have
close.
this. But what? Can you type it in the chat, Murder? In the chat, that is easier for me. I got some skill names too, if it will be needed. Celestial Reaver. I kind of like Eclipse more.
Yeah.
I mean, Celestial. I'm a Celestial player. But Eclipse is cooler. Okay, George, go ahead with some skill names. I mean, we can basically say this is the name. This is the cool name, and now we go for some skills.
I would put the name at the top, no?
I feel like
No.
yeah, maybe it's just a bit hard to see with the white background or the side. Yeah.
I mean, I
Maybe.
can adjust that later, correct? So we can maybe make.
Yeah. Oh,
For
sure,
now,
sure.
we could put it. Yeah, I know a little bit. I mean, I could do that one. Where is that back thing where I could highlight? You could do this one and can give it a. Can we pick a color? Yeah, we can pick a color here. So for now, we could just go with this one, and can just bring here now the. When I want another one, let's maybe take this one, make it 50, and now we're going for the skills.
Oh, not a bad idea. How many skills?
What's normal? Isn't it like 3 normal skills and then like 1 super skill type deal?
Yeah, like if you're using the behemoth like in the field, it's that. But I guess like there it also has passives, so like 3 or 4 I think would be fitting. What's yummy? What is going on?
Here's okay. Okay, Yummy is here. What's going on? We are making Behemoth. Yes, Yummy. How do you like my Eclipse Reaper? Eclipse Reaper. I have no typo, right? Eclipse Reaper. I have typed it correctly.
Yeah, that's correct.
I mean, a kind of light skill would be cool because of the eclipse. You know that it's blinding persons because it's so something like that. Maybe George, you sent on Discord. Oh,
George, you gotta send in the chat.
yeah, it's too. Oh my God, he made me already. Look at that. I mean, I will send it real quick in our. He sent me a lot. This is what he or sent me. What is kind of cool. George, where you got that all? He's
That
so
looks
much
like-
help today.
Only that looks like some chat GPT stuff right there. That's crazy, but it makes sense, to be fair. I like the last
one-
skill, the name for it.
The total
Really.
eclipse.
Yeah.
So maybe
That's crazy.
I'm thinking about if
Sounds
I
like-
just share. Murdoch, can you? Then I have to open Discord again. But we can maybe. He sent a little bit of background story at Velda when the twin moons aligns the sky and whatever. But maybe the skills. Can you do me a favor? And I kind of think how I can upload them real quick for maybe here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's AI, yeah. Asking AI correct questions. Yep. Makes sense.
Hello, Princess. We see the matchup for the season. Matchup for the season is the matchup is maybe someone can type it in chat from my mods who our matchup is, but the Diplo is not done yet, so we don't know who versus who. Kim Yummy.
Where's Vanyo? Do your job.
Yeah, when you type in our matchup, I have an idea for a skill call. Like, yeah, go ahead. And in the meantime, I try something. I need to do something real quick, but I need that burnout break for that real quick. So maybe I can I upload here something and then put it on it? Where are my screenshots saved? Oh. Murder, can you screenshot it for me, please? And send me in DM in Discord, or I can just copy the screenshot I sent you to download it. I cannot. Oh, fuck. Why not? Yeah, I copied and pasted. I needed like a picture. Yeah, but it is not a picture, so I need kind of send it to you, copy it then from there. I mean, I can probably make the other chat back. That should be okay.
What do you want me to do with it?
Nothing. I just need to do it for myself. I just need real quick that banner for the upload. That's such a princess thing. So yeah, so we got it uploaded, so we can go here back. So this would be what he sent me we can look at it real quick. So that is the ability mechanics Void Eclipse. The battle dragons are the Eclipse Reaper, spreads its wings, reducing visibility and decreasing and healing effects for 50% for 20 seconds. Shadow Flame Catalysm unleashes an explosion of backfire, dealing massive AoE damage. AoE is good because I'm Mage's player, inflicting Withering Curse, reducing the enemy attack. Where you got that all from? That sounds so perfect. Total Eclipse, the final phase. At 20% HP, the Eclipse Reaper enters. Oh, that is perfect. Enraged state covering the battlefield in complete darkness. Players must rely on their instincts and teamwork and evade deadly attacks and deliver the final blow before the beast consumes everything. Isn't that perfect? So we need the pink behemoth skills. Yummy, yes. King Yummy, you can bring your queen Yummy here. She will maybe like that. But we don't need that anymore. Can make that a little bit up here. I mean, aren't that skills cool?
Yeah.
Yes.
But George, you have to tell me, what kind of software do you use that you get this? I
I think
mean,
you said ChatGPT, no?
is it ChatGPT? Did he say? Oh. Invite me to VC. I want to help, Colleague. Murder, can you bring Colleague here in VC?
Fine.
You sent him the invite for that Discord, and he got a for a second just give him the bub roll real quick, and we just delete it after. He probably screenshots the whole Discord. No, he won't. Okay, Colleague, you get invited to the chat so you can talk. I mean, but look at this one, Reaper's Judgment. Make a random player with the Doom brand. Doom kind of suits to the Doom thing from EIS, causing continuous damage and summoning spectral claws that attack nearby. That is so cool. Oh my god, George, you saved my day. So your Behemoth makes Void Eclipse and my Behemoth Void Stalker comes. Look, George, we have the perfect match. At the end of that chat, you have also to put in, George has to put, I don't know if he can put in his link or I have to do, because everyone needs to support George. He's so close to 1,000 subscribers and he's really such a good YouTuber. He's one of my best friends from the content creators, and I really think he deserves to have the 1,000K subscribers. His next goal, we have to achieve that. It's OpenAI, okay. She is Behemoth to her skills, Slippers, 50 physical damage. No way. We need to make a Behemoth. Oh, hi, Kilo. How are you? Finally, we play together in the same KVK. Now, Murder is trying to invite Colleague here, right?
Hello.
Hi, Colleague. Here you are. Now you can make your thoughts about our new Behemoth. Kilo, how you like it? And King Yummy, you have to bring your queen. Ask your queen how she likes the new Behemoth. So what do you think,
She's
Colleague?
Behemoth to her skills is Slippers, 50 physical damage.
I think the Behemoth is pretty cool, but I think you can use way more the thematic of the clips. Not sure if I'm explaining. Because like right now the Behemoths that we have, all of them have like a thematic ability on that, right? So I think the skill, it says something about that when the Behemoth enraged, right? But I would do it like in a more difficult way, that like the eclipse lasts X amount of time and you can see it on the map when the eclipse time happens. So that there are like specific moments of the Behemoth enraged. It's not like 24/7 enraged, you know?
I send it to you in text so you can work on it and tell me which one you want to adjust.
Okay. I like the idea.
Yeah, I send it DM to you.
20% HP, the Eclipse Reaper enters.
I mean, we definitely don't want to have physical damage. I'm a matrix main player, low waiting, burn cheeks for me. I will kill you. But it depends. Maybe we are allies, then we can't burn each other. Otherwise, we have the next Diplo issue.
we can make exception for Teagues.
Guys, don't forget to put a like on the stream when you're here with me, chilling with me, getting my super cool new Behemoth. Oh my god, I love it so much.
That's what matters most.
Yeah, I already like it so much.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot. I could definitely see that in the game.
Oh. Maybe we have to make that back when I did
But
them.
they would have to replace like the necro with it. It couldn't be a level 1 behemoth.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like a Necro Giant or a Magma tier at least.
Yeah, at least.
So yeah, for sure. It could also just be a final boss or a complete separate event in the game.
Oh my God, George sending me more. That is so great. He has really, but I'm kind of super already. And I think we can work with what we have and just adjust it. I like the fire. I like the reap adjustment, the abyssal devour. So, I mean, colleague is saying he want to make some adjustments. So I'm looking forward to that.
I think the total eclipse, which he says is the final phase, I
Yes.
think it could be way more fun, like if the map was having times where it's like day, let's say, and times where when the eclipse it happens, right?
Okay.
So let's say the first 30 seconds of them or X amount, you're in a day, and then eclipse comes for another 40 seconds, and then it goes again, and then it comes again. So you are never secure about the moment that the eclipse is gonna happen, that is going to be boosting the enemy. Because like if you put it this way, it's just like at some point it's going to get dark and it's going to be super hard to kill it, like if any behemoth in rage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just to be adding like more spiciness, let's say, about
Mm-hmm.
difficulty, I think it could be better to make the eclipse happen and it goes and it happens and it goes.
Okay, so that the eclipse happens more often in the final phase.
Yeah.
And you have maybe, and is it luck based or is it luck based when the eclipse comes again, or is it like?
Because for example, the Necro Giant, it's pretty strict. Like every minute, you have like a phase happening, right? But I
Yeah.
think it could be way more fun if it's like random.
Yeah.
Like for the first time you do it, at the first 15 seconds you get an eclipse and you were not expecting that, or it could be at 30 seconds at the second time that you try the behemoth, or it's never like a directly numbered.
Mm-hmm. King Yummy sending me stuff too on YouTube. Guys, where you all got that cool stuff from? Consume the light, leaving only the abyss. Burn from the void, immune to weak. It's so much I cannot even share that here. So, but how should I rephrase it? So we are working with the last skill, the total eclipse. I do that in your DMs, colleague, because I don't know where else I should.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
At 20% HP, the Eclipse Reaper enters its enraged state. Can we let this, or how can? Oh yeah, you're already typing. You maybe can.
Yeah, for example, I would take it out the final phase. So that means this can happen at any moment of the raid, maybe.
I mean, okay. Let me see how I can share this picture.
Oh, you have a picture?
Because he made a cool one as well. I kind of like, it's kind of like a spider. I totally like it as well. And I want to show it here because it's super cool. If I would, it's always so hard for me to, I call it King Yummy.
Which word you will be using more that to say in a more professional way, like a random, or lucky?
You mean, I don't know. Random is random.
King Yummy, give me a second. I need to make this one. I probably can upload it just here and then we can maybe see it. Okay, give me a second and I will upload it real quick. Okay, we got it.
Erratic.
Guys, look at this one. This is from King Yummy. I mean, that is a really cool one as well, with the spiders and stuff like that. We are so far with the other one, but I have to say that one is a cool one as well.
Very complex. That's nice.
Needs more pink.
But it looks super cool. The spider thing would be kind of cool as well. And I mean, the eclipse things, would that not still work with that stuff over here?
It could, yeah. Like, I don't see a reason why it shouldn't.
Okay, now I'm a little bit. It's rough. What do we think?
To be honest, I think you should make that choice.
Oh no, I'm so bad in making choices. But I have really to say, I mean, I kind of like that one color-wise so much too. And I think here with the tongue and the horns and everything but this one is kind of with that spider thing, it looks super cool as well because we don't have a
So-
spider yet. Yes.
I think in the sense of Call of Dragons,
Yes.
the pink one is better because it looks more similar to something that could actually be in the game
I agree.
versus this one is a lot cooler as an art, but there's no way they make something in the game that looks like that.
I agree on that.
You know,
Good
Yeah.
point, Murder. Good point. This kind of looks like a behemoth. When we look at the behemoths as we have, giant, bear, etc., that could be a suitable thing. And that one would maybe need some adjustments. King Yami, I agree. Even King Yami. But it looks super cool, I have to say. And with the spot, I mean, something like that more in a behemoth style would be cool as well. But maybe someone else can take that inspiration then. I mean, there are a lot of other content creators out who still have to make this. But thanks so much, King Yami. I totally like that. You guys are super creative. So did Colleague finally rework the skills? He didn't.
I'm already making my text and I'm gonna send it to Murda so he gives like the same idea with the proper word. like
he,
in
he
a-
make it in a perfect English. Yes, that's what I
Yeah,
always
exactly.
do. When I make
Proofread.
texts, I text here everyone. So let me look. George got me something else here. I think we are really close, and I kind of like the idea. Let's go a little bit more into skills again. When we make the total eclipse a little bit, I mean, if I want to have inspiration for a new behemoth, I want it as tricky as possible. I want it really as tricky as possible. Because I like the new gear sentry is a little bit more tricky, where you need to go to the different platforms and stuff like that. I totally like
Yeah.
when a behemoth has a difficulty level which is not so easy. Then people have to figure it out more, and then everyone will be more interested in doing behemoths as well. So let's see what we can go for the final phase, guys. But I'm super. I also like the name. I mean, you are such a great community, guys. You're so creative. You're helping me out so much today.
it needs to be like the behemoths in season 2+ when they were just unkillable.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the other extreme we maybe don't want, but Spider cool shoot a web and pull a random legion into their doom. Yeah, I think kind of something, a spider could really be something like you have that spider net and thing, and people can't move anymore or something like that. Season 3 dragon looks more dark themed. That's why I think our design matched to latest things. Yes, I agree. I mean, I still super like that one. And with a spider, you could do a lot, but
Yeah, I mean, a spider is a great idea for a behemoth.
It is.
you can
for
make so
sure.
much out of this. And maybe, don't we have a Reaper already at the magma?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does. Oh, we do.
But
Spiders.
you have a giant and you have a necro giant and you have a snow giant, so I don't think it's a problem on that.
Yeah, that is true.
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 And you have a poison giant.
Yeah, miasma giant. whatever. Right? Yeah, it's so many of the same.
Send a
have four
spider
giants.
seam. Oh my god! But I like the first one more than the last one. That looks like a little baby, totally. Oh, if I wish I could just I need always to Yummy too. Let me save it. Yummy had another cool idea. Give me a second and I will upload it here real quick. Be ready. That is his next suggestion. That looks like for me like a little baby. That reminds me on the from the face from on the baby from Fred Feuerstein. I have no idea how that is called in no. Where is that baby from? Is it? No, it's not.
It looks like Urgot from League of Legends.
True.
Yeah, Vanyo got it. That's what it looks like.
It does. Sure does.
And this one is
Yeah.
super cool, but I kind of agree to the point that it is not 100. This one a little bit more in the by Behemoth direction would be look super cool. But I think the Eclipse Reaper, I kind of like the Eclipse seam as well. That is so princess-like. Yo, you guys wanted a baby. That's definitely Wogod. I don't know it. I don't play in League of Legends.
Yeah.
So do we agree, Okolek, that we go for all skills like they are? So we are only working skill-wise. We are only working on the last one. So the battlefield darkens at the Eclipse Reaper spreads its wings, reducing visibly and decreasing all healing effects by 50% for 20 seconds. That's kind of cool. Isn't that a debuff for the Magrids and could be good for the mages?
Precisely.
Very good.
Unleashes an explosion of black fire, dealing massive AoE damage. That is, I kind of like the mages singing behind because if you like it or not, I'm a mages main.
Yeah, makes sense.
Shadow Flame Catalysm, and I kind of like that all. Unleashes an explosion of black, that is. And inflicting withering curse, reducing enemy attack speed. What is the enemy attack speed? Is it march speed? By 30%?
Attack speed is how fast you attack. That doesn't really make sense for Colo Dragons.
That doesn't exist here. Yeah. You
Yeah.
should be needing to change that. For example, reducing your attack just instead of.
Yeah, but maybe not
Reducing-
30%. Or
No.
reducing the normal attack, because that's good for
normal
mages
attack
as well.
damage.
Normal attack would be fine, I think.
I make it very unfriendly for. But Maxay dominates every behemoth, so we need one that is dominated by a Bertohor. So if if it reduces the normal attacks, that would be in favor of Bertohor because they skill damage, correct?
Okay, Princess is creating a behemoth that can defeat a Maxay. Got it.
Legions can't, so we have to make
I mean, every
something that
behemoth has a lot of skills, right? Even if they will take one skill from here, that's huge W. You're right. I mean, George, it is so cool that we even can talk about all that stuff. So, okay, we will reducing the normal attack by, but 30% is a lot. Or maybe not.
It's like, it depends how long it is too.
Yeah,
There's no timer on
maybe.
that one. So. Well, like, yeah, there could be different kind of things, right? It could also be something that could be healed by the mana stone it drops or something like. So when you, depending on how often it's used and whatever.
So when I say reducing enemy normal attack by 30% for how many seconds? For 5 seconds, or what is good?
Probably do 10, maybe. Depends how often it uses the skill, probably.
Okay, yeah, I like the texting more. What do you think about the skill?
George is saying.
I mean, yeah, it sounds cool.
One
like
eclipse reduces visibility, second one march speed. Yeah, but I kind of like the normal attack reducing for a few. Yeah, or we go for march speed. I mean, march speed.
I think just make it as a mage Behemoth because that's what you like and that's what you main, so it makes sense.
Exactly.
So normal attack, 30% for 5 seconds or 10 seconds?
Completely up to you. I think it should be 10
You
seconds. so
you
it
could
feels-
make it for the duration of the raid. That
No.
way, if they get hit by it, they're just done for.
No.
That will make
So
it
Colleague
hard.
sent me the new one as well. So now I have to put all together. Oh my God. And
Hitting
make
an
a new
arduous right now.
screenshot. So, okay, let me copy all. So we need to build.
I think it would make it like 10 seconds, probably, if it uses it like every 20 to 30 seconds.
The one that I sent you is already modified by
by Murder.
Morda with proper English. Yeah.
Oh, that is good. So we have these two ones. So let me adjust that here. Oh, okay. Why is it not sending it? Enter. So now I need to screenshot that.
Sounds like King Yummy is speaking for experience in the chat.
About what?
The last message he wrote. Judgment stare. Stuns the target husband for 10 seconds when he forgets an important date. True. Sounds right.
Yeah, you forgot an important date. I mean, that is. I hope, King Yami, you don't forget the dates with your queen. He brought his girl into Call of Dragons, what is kind of cool. So
Nice.
I think I forgot to save it.
Looks very good.
Skills new on download. Okay, guys, so I have to one more time using the banner real quick to upload here something. And we are back here, so we can delete the old one. And that would be the new abilities. Oh, it's getting, but I mean, we can look at them real quick like that it's big enough. So we have the Void Eclipse, the battlefield radiance, the Eclipse Reaper spreads its wings, reducing visibility and decreasing all healing effects by 50% for 20 seconds. We have the Shadow Flame Catalysm, unleashes an explosion of black fire, dealing massive AoE damage and inflicting Withering Curse, reducing the enemy normal attack by 30% for 10 seconds. Reaper's Judgment marks a random player with the Doom brand, causing continuous damage and summoning spectral claws that attack nearby allies if not cleansed.
Cleansed.
Can that one we can let, correct? The Reaper's Judgment?
Sure.
Yeah, like then you can add a mechanic to cleanse it. So either you could make
They like the heal stones or something.
The heal stones, probably. Yeah.
heal stones or a spot on the field, or maybe even have to use the whatever the artifact is called that removes a debuff.
Then we have the Abyssal Devour, the Eclipse Reaper roars, creating a gravitational vortex that pulls in all players, stunning them briefly before unleashing a devastating claw strike. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds a bit like a reverse Hydra.
Okay. And
Instead of
here
pushing
comes Collect's adjustment. Total eclipse at a random time. Once the raid begins, the Eclipse Reaper devours the sun on the area, covering the battlefield in complete darkness for X amount of time. During this phase, players' visibility gets reduced by 50%. What you mean gets reduced by 50%? Well, they try to light candles around the area. That is kind of cool, light candles around the area. Additionally, nightmares will continuously attack players until all candles are lit. Once all candles are lit, the altar returns power to the sun and bring daylight back to the arena. Kind of like that feature.
Yes, really cool. Like,
Yeah. So basically, what my idea was about is like having the eclipse on the name. I think it can make that one of the most skills that repeats during the arena was that you lose visibility and you need to be getting back a power to an altar. So that way the sun gets power up again and the eclipse goes out, right? But this means that this skill is gonna be happening more than once instead of just being the final phase, you know?
Yes, that makes sense. But during this phase, players' visibility get reduced by 50%. What does that mean?
That you're usually you can see like the 100% of the arena when you're like lighting up, right? But
Yes.
like giving 50% visibility is like when you remember when it's like the floor is lava on the Necro Giant,
Yes.
the circle that you get being the player with the circle instead of being like um a circle of safeness, it's
Mm-hmm.
only the circle that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the arena looks like dark for you.
Okay.
yeah. And then it's like random candles around the arena, so you have to walk around only being able to see that little circle and then find the candles.
Precisely.
It's kind of cool. Like,
It's kind of really cool.
it's like definitely not been done before, so makes a lot of sense. It's nice. I
We can
like that.
make a mean behemoth.
We're gonna make the next behemoth of the game at this point, huh?
I kind of
Yeah.
agree. I totally like it. I mean, it is definitely it is definitely a super cool suggestion. I mean, Charge saying you're hating on archers right now. I do.
Yeah.
Because they have so much advantage, and that one is really cool for because I think it doesn't inflict the mages so much with that one when it just reduces the normal attacks because they have still their hero skill damage.
I think that could be also be the range of that attack could also be like archer range, right? Or a bit more than archer range, so mages can actually still attack while that attack is ongoing. A bit like the dragon attack, the cone it makes, where mages can still attack, or the like the fear the flame dragon does. So there's a lot of options for that one.
But that is kind of, I mean, we have not to make the perfect behemoths for the future. I think it is just to giving the devs a little bit ideas. And I think that is really a cool thing. Kenyami was saying emotional catalysm, a powerful AoE attack unleashed when the phase, I don't know, you decide, is responded to incorrectly. Just make only mages can enter the arena.
It's gonna make a passive that if you enter with a max stage, you get instantly killed. Like you die instantly.
What about max save with celestials?
Oh, true. Yeah, max save with Celestials will maybe max save with Celestials will be better than a Bird Tohar at the end. Oh no, and I don't have Seda. I only have Mag Hosk. Maybe we do something where the counter attack get buffed.
You can make like elite modifications as well, right? Because there's a normal and elite.
But I tell you, it will
So
really
just
be.
make
It will be that behemoth rate will be max save with Celestial, 100%. 100%.
That's why you have the healing reduced stuff.
We have the healing reduced, we have the normal attack reduced. So we maybe need something else to buff the skill damage. Because they don't do skill damage, max say, correct?
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to specify magic skill damage, or else people just use the new archers.
True,
Oh, yeah, that's
true. I mean, I think that is really a good way we can go, Chad. Do you agree? And I have really to be so thankful, guys. You helped me out so much. I totally appreciate that here, because it's the first time I use an AI here, and that it worked so well. And I mean, we can look before we go at the abilities again. Look at this cool Eclipse Reaper right here, right now. I think it looks super good and it would really suit in the game. I think the new dragon is kind of a little bit purple as well. I like the name with the Eclipse Reaper and I totally like the abilities. So I think we have it. I think we really have it.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, looks good to me as well. Thanks so much, Chad. Oh my God, and George and Yummy and Murray and Kolek and Silas and everyone who was here helping me. I do totally appreciate that. So, I think we go with that one. I will make I mean, everyone knows we still need to do the posts on the social media platforms. Maybe Murder, Venue, Silas, any one of you can link my video to it. I can tell you guys, we are on a good way to getting the 50 posts already. A little bit
I'm
more.
gonna make my 3 right now.
Yeah, a little bit more are still needed. So we still need some support here. That Team Princess get the full 100k gems. I really aim for that for my team. It is 1.5 million gems in general for all content creators, and support just the content creators out there, max everywhere the gems. I totally appreciated those who already. I saw a lot of cool social media posts already. If you need an introduction, here is the link to the video. Murder already shared it. Go for and help me out here with that we get the 50 posts. I really want to unlock every challenge and give the 100k gems to my community here in a live stream. Additional, you can get 5 gift codes for the people who upload the content. So there is a good amount of extra rewards you get when you participate. And this Behemoth, it will be, you can upvote. I think on Monday they will make the Behemoth vote, so I will keep you updated on my YouTube channel for sure. I will make that all pretty with the name on it and everything else. And then thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel to be updated. Subscribe also to my good buddy, George Gaming. It is really, we want to hit the 1000k. And when we have that, George, we are doing a big party. Because 1k is a really important milestone for a YouTuber, because you can unlock different stuff. So go and support my boy George. He's an amazing person. Besides being a good YouTuber, he's an amazing person. So please support him as well. Thank you everyone here. Drop a like on the stream if you enjoyed your time. And we see us soon, hopefully with some Diplo news. Tomorrow I will just take a chill day. It was a busy week for me. And yeah, then we are back with the Behemoth vote next week. Thank you everyone for your support. Have a great weekend. Happy gaming and much love, your princess. And thanks to everyone for the support.